All right. So I finally remember why we were doing all these tests. So we have a little tool, to be honest, to with the two functions to be able to test what is staged and is a class and this kind of like things we can make with classes and how we do now. So we need this test like to be run like let's go above laziness. All right, so let's make a temporary directory where we create like a simple file, and we will have in this state change, like we'll have like untracked new file, and that should be the command that give us list untracked stage. So let's do the test for list untracked staged. Okay, so where should I edit this? So edit test slash all right, so we have a test, we have a main test, and this in the main test we were trying to make a initial thing. So this is how you actually initialize directory. So this is a helper, t.helper. So helper marks the calling function as a test helper function when printing file and line information. That function will be skipped. Helper may be called simultaneously for multiple Go routine. So that's just saying to this is a helper. So init git. Or we can call it git init. So that's the first thing we have here, git init. And then we will have a function for tests. And this helper maybe would be able to return from it string, which is n, the name of the directory that we just created. So return n. Okay, great. Now we would have tests changed, staged, and this would take again like a testing T. This time we go with a sample like this. And so we always start with git init, our T. We got a new our directory, so we got this directory in here, and then we will like after we had the git init, we will do a touch. So our exec.command touch a file A, and I will start with instead like test untracked unstaged, and require no error from this side. We will declare removal. Remove all removes pets and any children it contains. Just remove everything. And here it says that you cannot use value run. So true. So I will touch a file called A. This file called A should then be able to exist inside. So when we have the command installed, this is end-to-end testing. Command yag test list untracked unstaged run. And require no error. Over here. And this command actually will have some output. So instead I will create a command. We'll still have the same thing here, but we have c.standard output will be some buffer. And then we need to say that inside my buffer I will be having exactly the same as require.equal buff.string expecting a \n. All right, so let's see if we can go test this. And apparently I have everything that run perfectly fine. I can just make sure that this is the test we were running, so it did run for untracked on stage A. Normally, I'm removing the directory, but it looks like this looked like we did remove it. Test/test underscore all. What if I rerun the test? Let's see also. Therefore, so you can go clean test cage or count equal 1. Okay. But here you see that it doesn't remove actual folder. I still have them. Is it because let's see. It still passes. Because I guess this directory actually doesn't exist. Okay. Looks better. All right. Indeed, like we were like removing a directory that was not inside the parent one, but like inside the directory itself. So for this one, it's pretty good. We have a test for this list change unstaged that I can use for my new command, and it's programming like we are doing real tests like inside the language, but we're also using a very like kind of intermediate level use of testing, which is not like how you would like use testing for the good rule and art of testing. Making an interface, making the command use the same interface. There's a lot of refactoring that we have to undertake, and especially for this part here that is implemented inside the functor for this function. That is a correct command by the end, and that is not like somewhere in my code in the library I'm loading for my application. It's just kind of spaghetti code here, getting into it but like let's say it's fine right now. Let's say we can at least like make some tools to dev and to make sure that someone that's gonna read the code is gonna see what this function is doing and where we're actually calling this just by browsing the code or just by writing to somewhere in the README what we're doing. For the next test case, I'm about to take is, I don't know if I go for test untracked staged. So how do we actually know that people are untracked and staged? Tests untracked staged. So we still have this little this little helper here. Okay. And I start with touching a new file, adding it to the Git. So the two lines that follows are exactly the same. And then here I have to add it. So git add a. And therefore now I can run a command called yag test list untracked staged and get the output inside my buffer. Making error equals to, so I run the function. I require that no error has occurred, and then I'll have require dot equal a to be whatever being listed in here. So that makes us a second test. So And this one is failing, so no such file or directory. Uh, hmm. That's a bit weird. No such file or directory. Maybe because I cannot like use the change directory. Um, as to be, because if I, what I do here is I change directory and I execute the command git init, and then I'm not inside the same directory while I'm doing this git init function. So how do I make to be able to move to different directory at the same time in one single shell? Well, I have to fork my shell first. That's the only way to get to that properly. This is not something I'm doing, so those tests has to be run without concurrent order. So I guess I could make them run like this instead. Untracked, unstaged. And let's see. Oops. 31, 51. And kind of the same thing for so I will instead use something called test states for which I have 2 steps, and those are not run concurrently. And still I have a problem here because here what I have to do first is os.change directory. And the helper function will stay this one, so I call it H for now. We'll have something like this. Something called directory string. Contract and stage function t testing t. It's very important that each time I go back to the previous directory and then I go in the next one. What about this time? This time it's okay, I'm passing. So that was the actual issue. Tests, end-to-end tests are very hard to get through apparently. You have to be very serious about how to get them through each time. So there it is. So that gave us the same result like for untracked stage, for untracked unstaged. This is what we expect it to behave. And then we have modified, and we also have like there are like 2 more commands we need to test. Kind of the same result. So we have changed unstaged. So there's many ways for us to do this, but one is this one. Directory git init t, and then we will actually it's the fair ht directory, so hopefully and so we have first to attach a file. No error. Once we touch the file, we check that this file, I mean like we add this file to wherever we are. And once the file is added, we will have to commit. No. Hello. We don't have to hello anything here. M hi. And this one will be a run command from which we require as well no error. And after that we have git add. So we need to actually change the file. So I can, for example, write something to the file. So I can do f error will be os.open a require.no error here, and then we have log fmc.f print ln modified, and that will be on file f. We will close the file, this one as well has to require no error. This part, close the file, and once the file is been closed and and properly modified. And saved. I will need to have, if I check, so if I do a command yag list and tracked, untracked, it's not untracked, unstaged, changed, unstaged. Let's change on stage for and we do var bytes.buffer bytes.buffer c.standard output equals to b, and we take c.run. We require no error from this. And then we also required that we would expect A to be in the list. Let's see a bit more. So it needs to comment here and received like write a bad file descriptor. So that happens on line 95 here, where we try to println to open. So apparently open is not correctly. So open the names for reading. Oh shit. So I need to open file instead. And open file takes the flags and stuff like that. I will just ask load. Open file for append. Oh, append only modify existing file, no creation capability. Yeah, that's actually what we do here, OS append. So decision use with explicit permission. This provides the mouse service solution for appending. Okay. And 0644. So I will do this. OS open file AS open OS create OS write only. So it looks like it's passing. So we have the file now A in there, and now if we want it to be changed and staged, we'd have to add like git add A as well at the end of the series of command. And this one will do the last case. But I have to take a break first. sorry. So then the last test, and then the last test for the series will be to add to this one actually the git add command for linked list unchanged, for list changed, sorry, staged. And before doing this here, I need to add another git add a here. Okay, so that passes all the tests. So this is what I want. So also we could be testing that none of the other state is enabled. So instead of only doing this command here, we will actually test the output to be a bit like more like this returns A and all the others ones not returns A's. So it will be like a couple of four. So four for underscore. We get class range of this is a string untracked changed for staged range and staged. And we will like execute the command, run the output, and the requirement will be different. So requirement or expected empty if class equal untracked and staged unstaged. Expected will be a \n. And we would be able to actually run this, and instead of here, run this with expected. Alright, let's try this. Okay, so you see that, for example, not equal expected empty, but actual a backslash n. Alright, so I will just here I can just put like as many actual message and arguments. And tracks unstaged is the current thing we're testing here. Class untracked and staged. Okay. So here you see that untracked and unstaged. So it says that it's untracked and staged, which is not true. Hmm. Well, I guess I can figure this out later. Because right now I'm not able to figure it out. I don't even wish I can figure this out. Because it's not really a good way to mess about it anymore. It's okay, there's some code in here, but like we expect to be empty, but like we have something that is a backslash n. I think it's because like here we have added this option here that it's say that staged is equal to this, but actually it must be or s dot stage is equal to this. Like I wish I can see the status in this case. So let's see which are the latest tests. Should be this one. Maybe it's not the right one. Hmm. Add the directory here. So it indeed has this character in here, though this make this statement true. Though if it's already staged, does make it false. So this endpoint ends up to be false because it's not itself being staged. I mean, no, its stage is the, and here like it's this one is true, and the class here it means it's also it's a new file. So this statement ends up to be true. So the tests I'm making here are not rightfully taught. And I'm sure there's a better way for us to make these. Well, I don't think it's the right time for this. I might just stop streaming. Alright, bye.